The black ambulance, urban legend. Let's start with something straight out of nightmare fuel. Back in the 1980s, kids in Czechoslovakia whispered about a black ambulance. No sirens, no flashing lights, just a shadowy van said to kidnap children and harvest their organs. Sounds like a horror movie, right? But it spread so widely that parents warned their kids to run at the sight of one. Similar legends cropped up elsewhere too. The Black Volga in Poland, or rumors of unmarked vans prowling neighborhoods. Now, were these real? Not sure. But here's the disturbing truth. Fake ambulances and vans have been caught being used for crimes, from smuggling to abductions. And because they look official, they can slip through traffic without suspicion. So if you ever see an ambulance with no markings, blacked out windows, or acting shady, don't wait to find out if it's myth or fact. Call the police. While this story feels like an urban legend, the next danger is no myth at all, and it turns everyday roads into hunting grounds. And hey, while you're here, hit that like button, subscribe for more eye-opening breakdowns, and drop a comment below with which danger you think is the most underestimated. Now back to the video. Human trafficking suspicion. Not all dangers roar past you. Some sit quietly, hidden inside cars you barely notice. Imagine stopping at a red light. You glance at the car beside you and see someone in the back seat. Their eyes are wide, their body rigid, their lips pressed shut. When the driver glances back, they shrink like they're afraid to breathe. That could be human trafficking. It's modern slavery. Victims are trapped, forced into work or abuse, moved across roads like cargo. The signs, passengers who aren't allowed to speak, people who don't know where they are, bruises, or even tattoos marking ownership. And the chilling truth, a single phone call from an observant driver has rescued victims before. One plate number reported, one tip called in. That can mean freedom. So if you ever see it, don't hesitate. Don't question if you're overreacting. Call the police, because silence in this case can cost someone their life. It's chilling, right? But not every danger is quiet like this. Some explode into your view so violently that you can't ignore these. Reckless speeding. You're driving down the highway at a normal pace, maybe listening to music, when suddenly a blur slices past you. A car is weaving between lanes, tires squealing, headlights flashing like it owns the road. For a split second you think, wow, that driver's got skill. But then reality hits. This isn't a racetrack. There are families in minivans, commuters heading home, kids in the back seat, and one wrong move could wipe them all out. For over 2 decades, speeding has played a role in about 1/3 of all deadly crashes. At high speed, physics turns against you. Your reaction time shrinks, your car takes longer to stop, and your vision narrows into a tunnel, cutting off the periphery that might warn you of danger. And here's the scary math. Doubling your speed doesn't just double the force of impact, it quadruples it. Falling at 30 miles per hour is like tripping on the stairs. Falling at 60 miles per hour is like tumbling off a rooftop. Reckless speeders don't just risk their own lives, they gamble with everyone else's. And when the inevitable crash happens, some don't even face the consequences. They run. Hit and run accidents. Picture this. You're at an intersection, the light turns green, cars begin to move, and suddenly, smash! 2 vehicles collide. You brace for the drivers to step out, exchange details, maybe even argue. But instead, one driver slams the gas and vanishes, leaving the other car mangled in the middle of the road. That's a hit and run. Now imagine being the victim. Airbags explode, your chest aches, maybe your arm is bleeding. You look around for help, but the other car is already disappearing into traffic. No license plate number, no driver's name, just dust and silence. And here's the terrifying reality. About 20% of fatal crashes involve a fleeing driver. That's 1 out of 5. Victims are left injured, sometimes dying, with nobody calling for help. It's like being abandoned in your worst moment. And the damage isn't just physical, it wrecks investigations, messes with insurance, and leaves families with no answers. It's cowardice, plain and simple. So if you ever witness a hit and run, don't just shake your head. Grab the license plate if you can, or the car's description, and call the police immediately. Because for the victim, your call could be the only lifeline. And while some drivers run from the scene, others do the opposite. They get out, and what happens next can turn the road into a battlefield. Road rage. You're driving calmly when it happens. A driver behind you slams the horn, tailgates you inches from your bumper, then swerves alongside with their window down, screaming like you just ruined their life. Hands fly, middle fingers rise. For them, it's not just traffic, it's personal. That's road rage. And while it might look ridiculous, the consequences are deadly serious. Over a 7-year span, more than 200 murders were linked directly to road rage. Even scarier, about 37% of these confrontations involved a gun, one honk, one wrong glance. Suddenly, a traffic jam becomes a crime scene. It doesn't take much to set someone off. A lane change without signaling, driving slower than they like, even just existing in front of them. In seconds, drivers transform from commuters into aggressors chasing, blocking, or attacking others. The scariest part? Road rage is contagious. One act of anger fuels another until the road itself feels like a battlefield. So if you ever see someone losing control like this, don't roll down your window. Don't try to reason with them. Call the police, because behind that wheel might not just be anger. It might be someone armed and ready to use it. But rage isn't the only way drivers lose control. Some don't need anger to be dangerous, because they've already poisoned themselves before even turning the key. Drunk drivers. It's late at night. You notice headlights in your mirror swerving side to side. The car drifts across lanes, lurches forward, then slows unexpectedly. At first it looks almost cartoonish, like the driver's nodding off. But this isn't a joke. It's drunk driving. Alcohol doesn't just dull the senses, it rewires them. A drunk driver sees the same road you do, but their brain processes it in slow motion. Reaction times stretch, coordination collapses, and judgment dissolves into overconfidence. They think they're fine, but every mile they drive, they're rolling the dice with everyone else's life. Here's the reality. Drunk driving is behind nearly 1 in 3 fatal crashes in the US. That means when you see someone drifting like this, you're not watching clumsiness. You're watching a potential killer. And the danger isn't just the crash itself. It's who they crash into. Families heading home, kids asleep in the back seat, entire lanes of strangers who never saw it coming. If you ever suspect someone's drunk behind the wheel, don't just keep your distance. Call the police, because that single phone call could be the line between everyone getting home safe or not at all. And while drunk drivers stand out for their erratic swerves, there's another danger that hides in plain sight. Cars that don't want to be identified at all. Car driving without plates. You're pulling into a parking lot late at night. Headlights sweep across the rows of cars, and then you spot it. A vehicle with no license plates at all. No numbers, no state. Just a blank rectangle where an identity should be. At first you think, maybe they forgot, but the longer you stare, the creepier it feels. License plates are a car's fingerprint. Without them, the car becomes a ghost. No trace of who owns it, where it came from, or where it's going. And here's the chilling part. Police say unplated cars are often used for drug runs, car theft, or smuggling. Criminals love them because they blend in, but when trouble happens, they vanish without a trace. Now imagine this car weaving through traffic beside you. If it caused a crash, how would you track it? You wouldn't. No plates means no accountability, no justice. It's like spotting a stranger wearing a ski mask in summer. Harmless? Maybe. But would you ignore it? Not a chance. So the next time you see a car rolling around without plates, especially if it's acting suspicious, don't shrug it off. Call the police, because that ghost car could be hiding something far more dangerous than an innocent mistake. But what's even more alarming is when the danger isn't about the car's identity. It's about the helpless life trapped inside it. Child left alone in car. You're walking through a parking lot, heading back to your car with groceries, when something makes you stop. In the back seat of the car next to you, a small child is strapped into a car seat, alone. Windows rolled up, no adult in sight. At first you might think, maybe the parent just ran inside for a minute. But here's the reality. Even a few minutes is long enough for tragedy. Cars heat up like ovens. On a mild 22 degrees Celsius day, the temperature inside a car can climb past 40 degrees Celsius in less than half an hour. That's enough to overwhelm a child's small body. And kids can't cool down the way adults do. Their core temperature rises up to 5 times faster, meaning what looks like a quick errand can turn into a medical emergency. Every year, heartbreaking headlines appear. Children dying after being forgotten in cars or left just for a minute. Even if the engine is running and AC is on, the danger isn't gone. Children can shift gears, press buttons, or worse. A stranger could spot the opportunity to take them. In some cases, stressed or distracted parents have admitted their memory literally erased the fact that their child was still in the back seat. So if you ever see this, don't hesitate. Don't wait to see if the parent comes back. Call the police immediately. That's because in a situation like this, every single minute matters. And if that's not enough to make you shiver, imagine the opposite. Not a child locked in silence, but cars stacked so high with junk they look like rolling accidents just waiting to happen. Dangerous overloaded vehicle. You're driving along and spot something in the distance. As you get closer, you realize it's not one car. It looks like a rolling junkyard. Mattresses strapped to the roof, boxes tied down with flimsy rope, maybe even furniture stacked higher than the car itself. At first it's funny, like a cartoon. Then you notice the car swaying, tires straining, and you realize it's a disaster waiting to happen. Overloading doesn't just look unstable, it breaks cars down from the inside out. Tires overheat and blow out, brakes wear down faster, steering becomes sloppy, and one sharp turn can send the entire load tumbling onto the road. Here's something wild. Overloaded trucks can weigh so much that they literally crack pavement beneath them. If that kind of weight can crush roads, imagine what happens in a collision with another vehicle. And it's not just about physics, it's about unpredictability. A single box flying off at 60 miles per hour can smash through a windshield. A mattress slipping loose can cause a multi-car pileup. So if you ever see a car or truck stacked like it's auditioning for a circus, don't laugh and pass by. Call the police, because what looks ridiculous at first glance can turn deadly in seconds. And while overloaded cars put everyone at risk of chaos, there's one last danger that's even worse, because it doesn't just risk lives, it can stop the very people trying to save them. Blocked emergency routes. Picture this, it's 2 a.m. Sirens scream in the distance, flashing red lights cut through the dark. An ambulance barrels toward the hospital, a life hanging in the balance inside. But just ahead, the emergency lane, the only clear path, and is jammed with cars. Drivers who thought, just for a minute, what's the harm? Seconds slip away. The paramedics honk, wave, beg for space, but the cars don't move. By the time they squeeze through, it's too late. The patient doesn't make it. This isn't just dramatic storytelling, it's happened in real life. Firefighters have lost entire homes because their trucks couldn't cut through traffic. Patients have died because an ambulance sat stuck in gridlock. Every wasted second costs lives. And here's what makes it worse. Sometimes drivers block the lanes on purpose, using them as shortcuts, treating them like free parking spots, or just ignoring the rules altogether. It's selfish, it's reckless, and it can literally kill someone. So if you see cars clogging up an emergency route, don't just honk in frustration, call the police. Because in that moment, you're not just reporting bad driving, you could be saving a life. So now you know some dangers on the road are a straight up reason to call the police. Which of these shocked you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss more stories like this, and I can carry on making videos for you.